Hello guys, welcome back to Dania. Um, I wasn't quite sure actually if I wanted to post a new video of Dania, but I was in the groove, or a little bit in the groove, in the Viking area for once. So I thought I would try give it a go. I had a few ideas how I wanted to tackle it and such. Um, so I felt like I needed to do something about it, just to like get an image and an idea on how I wanted to do this. So what you're seeing me do in the start here is kind of like making the entrance for the Viking area. Everything you'll see here is probably not, like when the video is done, everything is not 100% done. I will of course add a lot more stuff to everything, and it's just also kind of like to give you guys something new to see, and also I feel like I needed to start on the Viking area. So what I'm doing here is that I'm making this entrance, and I kind of like just use the big logs and put some rope, so it feels like they're like stacked together and like bound together. And then I'm just gonna place all these guys all the way around the entrance here for the fence here. And then I'm also making a gate, which is also something that is work in progress. It's not done yet, but we will get to it. So for now it's mainly just how this looks in the end that it's gonna look. I felt like I needed to call the area something, so I went with Kattegat, which you've also seen in the Viking series. Kattegat is also a place in Denmark, but it doesn't have icy mountains and all that stuff, as maybe some of you think. It's pretty much just water. So I'm gonna call it Kattegat, and I'm also making a sign, but I'm not sure yet if I want the sign to be like that. I'm just mainly making them out of the wooden poles. So I don't know yet if that's something I'm gonna go for, but for now it is what it is. And I don't know yet if I will continue building on the Viking area in the next Dania video, because you know, now guys, it's mainly just gonna be me jumping back and forth in Dania, and so it's definitely gonna be different things every time until we are almost done with everything and I can focus on the Viking area. But I just felt like, as I said, I needed to start in the area, try to see if I could get some ideas on how I wanted to detail and build the buildings. And the first building I did is actually quite nice. It came out super cool, and I can't wait to start more on the Viking area. I kind of like took my orc builds and kind of like mixed it together with a little bit of humanized builds, or how is that? Is that a word? Is that something you can say? Oh well, I'm doing it now. Sorry, but I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna make some towers too, some Viking towers, like outposts, and have that and the entrance as well, and just trying to divide stuff so it feels like it's an entrance you actually will see in a park. Not that this area will probably not be super realistic in some way, but I will try do it as good as I can. Because I have a lot of ideas for the Viking area. I think I might try do a lot of stuff on it, detailing so much, and I'll probably have a lot of blueprints. I know that the building I'm doing here too will also become a blueprint, but I'm not quite sure, or I'm not quite finished with it yet. So, and I'll probably make a second video of me on the Viking area before I go to another place in the park, because I'm not quite done with this builds yet. I still need a little bit of detailing, but that's for another video, of course. As I said, I'm making the sign here, the Kattegat sign. I think it's kind of a cool name, but the sign is not that cool. Or as I said, I will do some stuff for it, and yeah. And I'll probably also detail Combat's Coast a little bit. I don't know how much I can detail it, but I will definitely add some stuff to make it more interesting, and that's for sure. And then I'm also gonna add a few more rides, as I said, the river rapids, trying to make it intertwine with the coaster, and also have it like below the ground, so the path is actually above it. And I think that will be a nice touch to the Viking area as well, having like this sort of little creek going around where it's actually just the river rapids. So I'm almost done with the entrance so far. I'm also making the gate, as I said. I didn't know actually at the first if I wanted to try with a gate or just have it like an opening, but I felt like it needed a gate. The path you'll see here is also something I totally redo. I'm actually making an entire plaza here in front of the Viking area, which I'm also working on, and will probably be the next video you guys will get from Dania, of me trying to like make this area look nice. So we also have this area kind of like finished. Here I'm making some sort of little fire balls. I felt like it was needed, and I think it's pretty common in Viking area to have these sort of balls with fire. So I'm of course placing those on the top of the planks of the logs, and it also gives some sort of a nice feeling. And just imagine having some outposts next to it as well, and yeah, it's gonna look super cool. I'm 100% sure it's gonna do that. I was struggling a little bit because it was very difficult, first of all, to like jump from the steampunk stuff I do, the Mediterranean and above end, and all the playful stuff I'm doing in Dania. So it was kind of difficult just to jump over to something a little bit more serious, a little bit more rough and rustic. But I came out of it quite okay, if I have to say it myself. I'm super proud of the build, and I can just see if I can make this build look so good already, then I will probably have a good chance of making the other Viking builds way better too. But guys, I will not talk so much in this video today, so I will give you guys some music, and I will get back to you guys afterwards. So enjoy, guys, and I will see you soon. Bye. Alright guys, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the music. It was a little bit of more this time. What you have seen me do is building this Viking house here, which I'm making a shop later on, or actually now putting in a shop. I thought it would be nice if it had some interaction with guests and all that. And I don't know about the back yet, but I'll probably make something more detailing and such, so it gets filled out. Or maybe I can even have a ride go past it, or a pathway where guests go, or something like that. I don't know yet, but what you saw me do is that I used the thatch roof from the barn building. I really like the roof on that part because it looks more natural compared to the super straight, rough thatch roof we have, as you saw me do on the little triangle here on the overhang to the little porch. I'm not totally sure if this is Viking. I felt like it was Viking in that way, that it has all the markings of it and all that, but it wasn't actually the idea I had in mind first. But I think that I will make some different kind of Viking style buildings in this entire area. I also want to make a long boathouse, or a longhouse, a Viking longhouse where, you know, they ate, and the Viking hall. And I want to have all this sort of Viking stuff all the way around, and I'm pretty sure that all of them is going to be blueprints, because I'm going to try build them under 4K at least, so I can share them with you guys on the workshop as well. But for now I don't know yet. As I said, this blueprint here will probably be next time I'll post it on the workshop, because then I'm pretty sure that it's going to be finished. Because for now, the main thing I was focusing on was mainly just to get the build done, getting an overview on how it looked, and kind of like get an imagination on how I wanted it to look. And I'm really satisfied on the turnout here. I actually I had like some rustic, old style Viking buildings, just with that roof and a little bit, maybe some sheds or planks. But I looked at some pictures on Pinterest and kind of like find a few and kind of like put them all together and kind of like imagined my own kind of picture of these Viking builds. And I can totally see that if this is some sort of the style I'm going for, then this area is going to look super cool. And then I'm going to have some generic buildings that goes from the main street to the Viking buildings, and kind of like have a back, like something you see in generic parks, where you have this sort of little realistic roof that is just super boring, with some ventilation and some pipes and all that stuff. So I'm gonna make it look super organic and intertwined with each other, because it's really I was exciting to start in this area, but also kind of like nervous to start on it, because I feel like if you want to do Viking area, you have to nail it. Like, you have to make it perfect. And there are so many different ways of making Viking style. But what I did here was that I kind of like went with a Nordic stone and thatch style. And I'll probably do that with all the other builds as well. Probably do some little bit of a different style, because I don't know if actually the bones there would actually fit, or if it was more fantasy style to have them there, because there's not really a lot of big bones in Viking time, you know. But I guess just for the look of it, it looks nice. And if we don't go super crazy with it, like we did in the orc builds back then, where it was like basically bones and skeletons everywhere. So, and I don't know yet, like with the detailing, like this little overhang canopy I did here over the shop. I don't know if it's too much with the overhang that is already there with the boards and. But, you know, I just want to add so many things on these builds, so they look alive and, yeah, you know, all that good stuff. I'm probably going to make a lot more shops of this kind, these small shops here, and probably make some small, some bigger ones too, with different ones. I'm going to make this area super compact and super detailed compared to all the other areas, as I've said. I really want to focus everything I have, the last energy and groove I have in Dania, I'm gonna give it all to the Viking area, and then, of course, hope there's a little bit groove left for all the leftover areas like the Legoland. I'm really hoping I can get that area done at some point, because it's pulling me down, to be honest, and I just want to finish it. So let's hope that I will get to it eventually. But for now it feels like I'm kind of in the groove of the Viking area, and as I said before I started, I don't know how many videos of other things in the park I'm gonna give you. Right now my brain and my mojo is kind of like at the Viking area, so I'm just gonna go with that until the groove kind of goes away, and then just go over to a new area again, or a park, because I feel like I've also postponed this area a little bit, and I think it was about time that I kind of like got something done, and also so you guys can kind of see how I kind of imagine this area look like. And with this build, I hope you kind of like get the idea, and just imagine this everywhere. A lot of busyness, bonding, trees, outposts, road bridges, everything you kind of see at a Viking area. And I'll probably also gonna watch some Viking stuff to get some groove going. But yeah, guys, we're almost at the end here, and this is kind of like, remember, as I said, it's not the fully built, but the front of it, as you see here, is pretty much done. It's mainly just the back side and the little bit of interior I'm gonna do. Maybe I'll end up adding a few more stuff to it. But yeah, guys, this is the end here, and as you can see, we're going to the cinematics. It's not a lot I have of it, but you do see a little bit of it here in the front. And I'll probably play some ropes and stuff and all that. And here you see like a little quick preview of the entrance here. Of course, with a lot more stuff going on around here, all this stuff here is gonna look super cool and intertwined with each other. So I'm really liking how this looks, guys. And let me know, guys, what you think of the build and how you think the Viking area start is looking. I'll of course add tons of more stuff to it, as I've said. And here you kind of see the area so far on what we need. So there's a lot of stuff to be done. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.